ISRO will be performing the final maneuver today to inject Aditya-L1 spacecraft into its final destination orbit. Aditya-L1, remember, is the first space-based Indian observatory to study the Sun. The spacecraft will be placed in a halo orbit around Lagrange point 1 of the Sun-Earth system, about 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth. The L1 point is about 1% of the total distance between the Earth and the Sun. Before we discuss this further, let's take a look at the magnificent team of scientists behind this ambitious project. So let's quickly take you through those who, of course, have been behind this mega mission, this special mission, of course, to study the Sun. Let's take you through Team Aditya-L1. These are the core members of the team. So let's begin with the project director of Aditya-L1. That's Nigar Shaji. Her notable contributions are that she is project director of India's first solar mission. Also crucial in this team is Dr. Shankara Subramanian K. He is a senior scientist at URSC. His notable contributions are that he has, of course, helped with AstroSat, Chandrayaan-1 and also Chandrayaan-2 in the past. Well, let's also tell you about Dr. A.N. Ramaprakash now, also core member of this team, is a professor at IUCAA. His notable contributions are that he led the team that designed and built the suit. Also, another important member is Durgesh Tripathi. He is a professor at IUCAA. His notable contributions are that he designed, okay, if we can, all right, so he's also, of course, a crucial member there of that team. Let's also go to Dr. Somak Ray Chaudhary now, former Vice Chancellor of Ashoka University. His notable contributions to the mission are that he was the lead scientist for the Solar Ultraviolet Imaging Telescope payload. And also an important member, of course, is Annapurni Subramaniam, Director, Indian Institute of Astrophysics. Her notable contribution is that she ensured that India's maiden mission to study the Sun goes very smoothly. So these are all, of course, core members of Team Aditya-L1. And let's also now, in fact, quickly open this up to some other guests joining us now at this point. Srinivasan Margasahayam is live with us, former Group Director, Power Systems Group at URSC ISRO Bangalore. Let me bring you in here to the conversation, Srinivasan. Your first thoughts on this big day as Aditya-L1 gears up to enter the last orbit? Okay, I think we've lost Srinivasan there. Let me also try and bring in Dr. Arun Pratap Sikarwat. He's assistant professor at DEI. Dr. Arun, can you hear me?
Yes, I
okay. Dr. Arun Pratap,
yes.
Your thoughts on this momentous day. What are you expecting later today?
It's very important and very auspicious day again after the 1st January. So ISRO is in the full, way of having, inline satellite or space science. Today is auspicious day, and today, after 126 days journey to 15 lakh kilometers away from the Earth, Lagrangian point, now this Aditya-L1, which is comprising of around 1,500 kg and having 7 payloads. And out of 7 payloads, 4 payloads are for the remote sensing towards the moon, and 3 payloads will be having the observation in the Lagrangian points. So this way, at around 4 p.m., lastly, like a few thrusters ejected by the ISRO from the ISRO, and then finally we will be having this satellite in the Lagrangian point hanging over, and it will be for like 5 years. The life is for 5 years. In that period, there will be a lot of crucial information coming about the Sun. Sun is most important celestial body because we are solar system, and in the solar system, the energy ultimately comes from the Sun. Okay, this way or that way. So, and we are the third, like after EU, European Union, USA, and China, we are the fourth to have any foreign body or any satellite reaching to the Lagrangian point 1 or L1 orbit. Yes, Uday.
Right. Dr. Arun Pratap, also, as far as, of course, this entire mission is concerned, we were just taking our viewers through the core team members. It's certainly been a historic feat, hasn't it? The way ISRO has built this mission, designed it, and, of course, now carried it forward to this stage.
Yes, such missions are not just proprietary of like ISRO. Indian Space Research Organization is accompanied by several research institutes. Like for Aditya-L1, as we were just hearing you, so there are several professors from the Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, IUACC, then Physical Research Laboratory, PRL Ahmedabad, then Satish Dhawan Space Center, and then Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Trivandrum. So it's a conglomeration of several scientists. Even the Vice Chancellor of Asoka University is L1. It will add upon a lot of information about the astronomy, astrophysics, and especially this Aditya-L1 will lead to a lot of inputs and information how we can keep our satellite safe in this space. I would like to add upon that in the low Earth orbit, that is LEO, which is like around 160 kilometer to 2000 kilometer from the equator, there are up to 55% total satellites of this world lies in the LEO. It means like out of 7,300 total satellites, 55% are in the LEO, and their transmission towards the Earth or towards their respective countries to whom they belong, the solar winds and magnetic, storms coming from the sun are very important to have information. Because now onwards, after this 23 and 24, we can see there are a lot of satellites coming off every week from any country. A lot of satellites are going to this space. So how we have to keep our satellites safe, healthy, and having their ambient environment, we should have a check and online data of the this I can say. So space health depends on the sun. So sun is not only giving the power energy in the form of solar cells to their satellites, but at the same time, the solar winds also can negatively affect satellites. So this Aditya-L1 will add up a lot of information, not only for our country and astronomy and astrophysics, but to all the nations over the globe who are going to send their satellites in the space. Yes, Uday.
Srinivasan Margasahayam, I believe, is back with us now. Srinivasan, if you can hear me now, what are your thoughts on this big day for Aditya-L1 today? What are you expecting?
After Chandrayaan 3, where we went about 3.82 lakh kilometers, Aditya is a major scientific mission from ISRO. It's only the second mission after SOHO by NASA. So we'll be continuously able to observe the sun continuously. People have a thinking that we are going to land. Actually, we are not going to land. Aditya-L1 will be placed at a point called L1, Lagrange point L1. There are 5 such points around any two bodies, mass bodies. So Aditya-L1 is being placed at L1, whereas James Webb Telescope was located at L2, where continuously it will be able to L1 from L1 point. From Earth, as we know, Earth rotates around the sun. Only 12 hours in a day we have sunlight, and we can't observe, and a lot of around Earth atmosphere is there, and a lot of pollution, clouds and other things. We can't observe continuously. Whereas from this point, we can Aditya-L1 can observe the sun continuously. It can look at the photosphere, chromosphere, and the outermost layer of the sun, corona, using electromagnetic and particle detectors. So 4 such payloads are directly with the sun, and remaining 3 payloads carry out in situ studies of particles and fields at L1. Already 2 payloads have been switched on, and the results are very, very encouraging. So this is a very important milestone, not only for India, it's for the full scientific mission across the world. So the different payloads, the visible emission line coronagraph, solar ultraviolet imaging telescope, this has been already operated, and Helios high energy orbiting X-ray spectrometer, solar low energy X-ray spectrometer, plasma analyzer package for Aditya solar wind particle experiment, and magnetometer. These are the different 7 payloads which are being used by Aditya. It gives extensive data which has not been understood so far. It helps to understand the coronal heating and the solar wind acceleration. It helps in initiation of coronal mass ejection, CME, flares, and near Earth space weather. And it helps in understanding coupling and dynamics of the solar atmosphere. And sometimes what happens whenever this corona solar event happens, it affects ground stations across world. Communication networks, even satellites also get affected. So corrective action can be taken in advance, predicting when this event is going to happen. So it helps in a big way to understand the sun much more better than so far it has been done.
Yes, also, Srinivasan, what happens next now? Today is a crucial day. What happens next?
Actually, this they are going to fire these thrusters to arrest the satellite. See, now already it has moved 15 lakh kilometers away. Actually, it's 100th distance from the sun. It's around about 15 lakh kilometers, and this L1 point, the satellite will be in a halo orbit. So XYZ is a three-dimensional plane. So this point, it will be stable. It will not be. It's like this tug of war is there. No, if you have two heavy, one small mass, one big mass, you are pulling them apart. At this point, it's stable because the Earth is so small compared to Sun. At 100 point, it is a stable orbit where if you keep anything, it will not get disturbed, and you need very less fuel to maintain the orbit also. And continuously power is available. So, and the antenna will be able to communicate with Earth throughout the mission. And minimum 5 years is the mission plan planned. So we'll be gathering a lot of information about Sun. That there are different cycles, 12-year cycle, 8-year cycle, like that. So all these things we'll be able to understand how a star behaves so far, which has not been done.
All right. Thank you both very much for joining us with your perspectives on that big story. Moving on now, a horrific accident has taken place today on board an Alaska Airlines flight after a window in a piece of fuselage on a plane blew out mid-air and has forced the plane to make an emergency landing in Portland, Oregon. The airline has said that the plane has landed safely with all 174 passengers and 6 crew members on board. After the incident, Alaska Airlines has grounded all of its Boeing 737-9 aircrafts. So, absolute shocker on board an Alaska Airlines flight. It has now grounded its Boeing aircrafts. They've taken this strict action after this horrific incident took place on the plane. Thankfully, all passengers and crew members were safe. So, a window blare blowing out while, of course, the flight was mid-air. The fuselage has, of course, blown out there. The plane got depressurized. And obviously now the incident is under investigation. Medhavi Sood, the aviation expert, is joining us on the broadcast. Medhavi, what do you make of this absolute shocker?
Yeah, so basically, MAX 9 has not always been in good reputation. And it has been said that because of the pressure issues, the door unlocked and the window exploded or something like that. But I also know that in Alaska Airlines, these seats are these window seats are fixed entirely and cannot be removed. So this kind of thing is very rare, and I'm not sure that what caused that.
Right, Medhavi, we are learning now that they've grounded their Boeing aircrafts. Is that the right step? And what now should be done next?
I believe because of one incident, which can be because of the pressurization issues, grounding the entire fleet is not something which should be done. But as we know that because there have been so many incidents with the MAX 9, I think that might be the best choice because they don't want any more accidents or any more loss of lives.
All right, Medhavi, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on that story.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.